Time to take a look at the last game from the 16-bit era, Castlevania Bloodlines. Now, we are jumping out of order chronologically, but if you watched the last review, you know why. I didn't actually know this game existed until one day when I was checking out a used games list at Funcoland. Up until this point, the only games in the series I knew about were on NES and SNES, so I was pretty surprised when I discovered that it wasn't an exclusive Nintendo franchise. Unfortunately, my Funcoland never had it, so I didn't get a chance to play it until many years later through emulation. Now, I know some of you are upset that I use such a dirty word like emulation, and you know what? You're absolutely right. I should be supporting the developers, so I'm going to do the right thing, hop on PSN right now, and buy the game. Oh, I guess it's not on there. Alright, that was a bit of a long shot, but I figured since they have some Neo Geo, TurboGrafx, and a few Genesis titles, that they would have this classic as well. That's okay though, because I know Nintendo will take care of all my Castlevania needs. What the? Nintendo doesn't have it either? That's a damn shame, because I know lots of people that can't find a physical copy and would love to throw money at a digital release. This one is a bit different than other games in the series. It's still a side-scrolling action game, but some changes were made to the characters and gameplay. For starters, you can select from two different characters right away, and neither of them is a Belmont. John Morris, who is related to Quincy from the Bram Stoker novel, uses the Vampire Killer Whip. The other character, Eric Lecarde, uses a spear, which has a bit of a longer attack range. While the controls for each are very similar, there are several sections in the game that can only be accessed by a certain character. The previous games had you exploring in and around Dracula's castle. This one takes you all over Europe to places like the Atlantis Shrine, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and Versailles Palace. There is also the confusing mirror level in the final area of the game, which can be tough to navigate. The Leaning Tower of Pisa level has you traveling upwards inside of it, while the tower sways back and forth. Eventually, you'll end up on spiraling platforms on the outside, and will continue climbing until you reach one of the cooler bosses in the game. Some of the areas may feel out of place within the series, but are still very well designed and fun to play through. Another change is that candles give gems instead of hearts for some reason. They still serve the same purpose, functioning as ammo for whatever sub-weapon you have equipped. Sub-weapons have some slight changes as well. The cross has been swapped with a boomerang weapon, which has a different flight path but functions in much the same way. The knife has been dropped for this one, but nobody uses that one anyways. Graphically, this game pales in comparison to the other games released in the 16-bit era, but still looks quite good for a Genesis title. Some highlights include the reflections on the water in the game's second stage, and the aforementioned Leaning Tower of Pisa. Character and enemy sprites look great as well, and the bosses are quite unique when compared to other classic Castlevania bosses. This game boasts an excellent soundtrack from famed series composer Michiru Yamane. As usual, there are some remixes of classic songs from the series, as well as some great new tracks like Sinking Old Sanctuary and Iron Blue Intention. Castlevania Bloodlines is another fantastic side-scrolling adventure. Even though Konami changed many things for this one, it still retains its classic Castlevania feel. If you're a Genesis owner looking for a great game to add to your collection, definitely pick this one up. It's starting to climb in price, but it is worth every penny. As always, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.